Hello everyone, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, back again for another video. This time it's Cambridge second V1 checkpoint for mathematics, paper 2 of April 2016. Calculators allowed. Question 1. Write the mass shown on each scale. A, we have the scale 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The 2 division gap. That means for 1 division gap, it's 1 unit. That means there's 1, there's 3, there's 5, there's 7, and there we have it. We have our answer. 7 kilograms. Next, we need to check for grams in 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So we have 3 divisions in between all the major ones, and therefore we have 4 gaps. And if 4 gaps is 20 grams, that means 1 gap will be 5 grams. Now we see 40, 45, 50, 55. So 55 grams is the third gap after 40. That's the answer. Question 2. Write these measurements in order from smallest to largest. Let's convert all of these to centimeters first. Here we have 30 centimeters. Now 0.35 meters, 35 centimeters. 320 millimeters, 32 centimeters. And 28 centimeters is already in centimeters. So now the smallest is 28 centimeters. Then we have 30 centimeters. Then we have 320 millimeters. And then we have 0.35 meters. Question 3. There are 149 students in Hussain's school. A minibus can seat 16 students. How many minibuses are needed to seat all of the students? We need to divide 149 by 16. And with this, we get the quotient as 9 and the remainder as 5. So that means 9 minibuses will be full. But then there are 5 more students left, so they also need another minibus. That means we need to add 1. So 9 plus 1 is equal to 10 minibuses. That's the answer. Question 4. Sam measures lengths of lizards found in living in 2 different areas. The table shows the results. Area 1, the mean is 16.4, the range is 5.5, all in centimeters. Area 2, mean is 13.7 and range is 6.8. Tick to show which box matches each statement. Area 2 has longer lizards on average. False. Why? Because we can see 16.4 is bigger than 13.7. And 16.4 centimeters is the length on average of all the lizards in area 1, and in area 2 the lizard's length on average is 13.7. So area 1 actually has longer lizards. The length of lizards in area 1 are less varied. True. Why? The range is lesser, 5.5 less than 6.8 centimeters. And if there's a higher range, they're more varied. Lower range, less varied. Longest of all lizards found comes from area 1. Although yes, there are longer lizards in area 1, but the longest lizard, we can't really say which area it comes from, because there could be there's one very long lizard of 20 centimeters from area 2, and the others are all 12 and 11 and even 9 or something like that. Because they're quite small and there's one big, they become 13.7 as the mean. So we cannot tell. Question 5. A triangular prism has 6 vertices, 5 faces, and 9 edges. A different prism has 12 vertices. Find the number of edges. One thing we need to see is that a different prism has 12 vertices. A triangular prism has 6 vertices because there are 2 triangles here, like this. And each of them has 3 vertices. Now, for 12 vertices, that means we need to have 2 shapes with the front and back, which have 12 divided by 2, that's 6 vertices each. A shape which has 6 vertices is also called a hexagon. So there will be a hexagon at the front and a hexagon at the back. And then there will be something like this. A hexagonal prism. Now if it's a hexagonal prism, something like this. And then these edges are all connected. If we see there are 6 edges in each hexagon, and then in the middle there are also 6 edges, just like here. because there are 3 edges in each of the triangles, and there are 3 edges in the middle to connect these. Over here, you have 6 vertices, 9 edges. So because there are 3 edges in a triangle, we multiply by 3, we get 9 edges. Now there are 6 vertices in a hexagon. That means multiply by 3 and we get 18 edges. That's the answer. Question 6. Nima takes the bus to work each morning. Nima is planning an investigation to see how many passengers use the bus each day. She designs this frequency table to record the data. Number of passengers, we have 1 to 8, 9 to 16, 17 to dash, dash to dash. And then we have a tally. Complete the first column so the intervals have equal class widths. So class width is 1 to 8, which means always 8 minus 1, which is 7 difference between the first and last in the class width. Same, 16 minus 9 is 7. That means dash minus 17 is equal to 7. 24. That means we need a 24 here. And then over here when you see 1 to 8 and then 9 to 16. So the ending number plus 1 is the starting number for the next one. So this number plus 1 is equal to this number. That's 25. And then we see that something minus 25 is equal to 7. And that means this is 32. That's the answer. Question 7. Kenza has B birds, C cats, and R rabbits. A. The number of birds and cats are connected by the equation C equals B plus 3. Take this true statement. Kenza has 3 more birds than cats. Long. Why? Cats is greater than B or birds. Because when we add 3 to the number of birds, we get number of cats. That C is greater than B. Kenza has 3 more cats than birds. All explanations which I said just now support this statement. These two statements, 1 cat, 3 birds, 3 birds, 1 cat, are the same thing and they make no sense at all because there's no specification for the number of birds or cats that she has. B. Kenza has twice as many rabbits as birds. Write this information as an equation involving B and R. So if there are 2 times as many rabbits as birds, that means if we multiply the birds by 2, we get rabbits. And that's all. 2B is equal to R. Question 8. Jade has 7 cards, each one's labeled with a letter. Jade picks one of her cards at random. Find the probability that the card she picks is A, labeled F. So we have 7 cards, one of them is F, so probability is 1 by 7. B, labeled with a letter that's in the name Jade. How many letters out of this name is in these 7 cards? So we have a J here, we have an A here, we have a D here, there's no E though. So that means there are 3 letters which are possible out of 7. That means it's 3 by 7. C, labeled with a letter that has at least one line of symmetry. Let's see A, it has line of symmetry. C has line of symmetry. D has line of symmetry. F does not. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then G also does not have a line of symmetry. H has 2 lines of symmetry. It's also counted. J does not have a line of symmetry. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 out of 7 that have at least one line. Question 9. A. Solve the equation 5x minus 3 is equal to 52. So if this is true, that means 5x is equal to 52 plus 3, which is 55. And x is equal to 55 by 5, which is equal to 11. That's the answer. B. Solve the equation 6n plus 3 is equal to 2n plus 31. That means 6n minus 2n is equal to 31 minus 3. 4n is equal to 28. And n is equal to 28 by 4, which is equal to 7. That's the answer. Question 10. A farmer has 143 hectares of land. 62 hectares of this land is planted with vegetables. Calculate the percentage of the farmer's land that is planted with vegetables. So the percentage will be 62 divided by 143. And then you can do this multiply by 100. And why? Because we need a percentage. Now let's get our calculator out. 62 divided by 143. And now we get this long number. but in reality it's a recurring decimal because 0.433566, and then that pattern repeats. And now when you multiply this by 100, we get 43.356643, and then this pattern goes on. It's going to be written like this. And now we can write this to a specified degree of accuracy, which means we can write it as 43.36% to 2 decimal places. That's a degree of accuracy. That's the answer. Question 11. Yuri and Hassan take part in a 40-kilometer race. What are the difference in the number of minutes that Yuri and Hassan take to run the race? So let's look at Hassan's line. So a straight line right there. That means he's going at a constant speed, 40 kilometers. And this line comes down here. So what's this point? Right there. So between 3 and 4, there are 3 intervals and there are 4 gaps between them. That means if 4 gaps become 60 minutes, that's 1 hour. That means 1 gap is 60 by 4, which is 15 minutes. So that means we add 15 minutes to 3 hours. We have 3 hours, 15 minutes. And then we make 3 hours, 15 minutes into only minutes. That's 3 into 60 plus 15. 180 plus 15. 195 minutes. So Hassan took 195 minutes. Now let's look at the thicker line, which is for Yuri. We can see the end point is over here, exactly at 4 hours. So Yuri's one is 4 hours, and when you convert it to minutes, it's 240 minutes. So now we have 2 values, and now we just need to subtract it. So the difference is equal to 240 minus 195, which is equal to 45 minutes. That's the answer. Question 12. Here are some number cards. Use each card once to complete the equivalences. Dash by 4 equals 0. Dash. Dash by 5 is equal to dash percent. So we have 6 cards. First, let's fill in this. So if we need to get a decimal, then we need this number to be smaller than 4. So we get 4 by 4, it's 1, so we cannot have that. 0 by 4 is 0, so we can't really have that either, because we need decimal places. So it's either 1 or 2. 2 by 4 is equal to 0.5, but we need another 0 there, which we have. So let's try that. Now for the percentage. We have 1, 4, and 8 left. Let's try 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is equal to 20%, but we don't have the 2 and 0. 4 by 5 is equal to 80%, but we don't have the 0. We have the 8. And 8 by 5 is equal to 160%, but there's 3 digits. And we don't have a 6. So obviously 2 by 4 in the first one's wrong. The other option's 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is equal to 0.25. Now let's try for this. We have 0, 4, and 8 left. 0 by 5 is 0, so we can't do that. 8 by 5, 160. Once again, we don't have a 6, and we can't have 3 digits. Now 4 by 5 is equal to 80%. And we have a 0, we have a 4, we have an 8. We have 4, 0, 8. And we have all the digits, so we can actually put this. 4 by 5 is equal to 80%. And that is the answer. Question 13. Complete the table by writing a name of a quadrilateral that has the given property. Write the name of a different quadrilateral each time. All sides equal is a square. 2 sets of parallel sides. We know a rectangle has that, so we can write a rectangle. Diagonals are equal in length. We can see a trapezium, which is an isosceles trapezium, has both diagonals equal in length. So isosceles trapezium. Rotational symmetry of order 2. We can write a parallelogram because it has a shape like this, and if we rotate it 180 degrees, it becomes the same thing again. These two sides are parallel and these two are parallel. Well, that makes you think, like, why don't we write this one for this over here? Well, you can write it. I've just written something over here. Because why not? There are many different options to write. That's why. Question 14. Simplify A. 3a into a. That's simply 3a squared. B. 7 minus 5a plus 2 plus 3a. That's equal to 7 plus 2 minus 5a plus 3a. That's equal to 9 minus 2a. That's the answer. Question 15. A. The values of x and y are directly proportional. Complete the table by filling in the missing numbers. X is 3, y is 96. So what's the formula for directly proportional? Y equals kx. That means k is a constant value. X and y can be changed. So when x is changed, y is also changed proportionally. So y equals kx. That means we need to multiply something by x to get y. So when you substitute these in, 96 is equal to k into 3, or 96 is equal to 3k. That means k is equal to 96 by 3, which is equal to 32. So that means y is equal to 32x. And over here, we've actually found the answer for B. If you haven't noticed, find the equation connecting x and y. Y equals 32x. And with this, actually, it's much easier to find this one. That means 128 is equal to 32x for this one. That means x is equal to 128 by 32, 4. Now, y is equal to 30 into 32, which is equal to 960. That's the answer. Question 16. Some information about the area of 2 farms is shown in the table. Complete the table. So farm A, area in hectares is 13.6, area in square meters is 136,000. What's the relationship between the hectares and square meters? If 13.6 hectares is equal to 136,000 square meters, that means how much is 1 hectare? That's equal to 136,000 by 13.6. In reality, that's 10,000 meters squared. That means 1,965,000 or 1,965,000 in square meters is equal to this number divided by 10,000, which is 196.5 hectares. This is the value for farm B in hectares. That's the answer. Question 17. The first 5 terms of a sequence are 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. A. What is the nth term of the sequence? So let's see. The difference between each of them is plus 3. So when you add 3, we get the next one. So 3 table is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, goes on. This one's 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. So when you add 4 to the 3 table, we get this sequence here. That means 3 table is 3n. That means you just add 4 to this. 3n plus 4. That's the answer. B. Work out the 1,000 term of the sequence. We just substitute 1,000 as n. And we just work it out. 3,004. That's the answer. Question 18. This stem and leaf diagram shows the ages of a football first team. So look at the key. This is the stem. These two sides are the leaf. That's why it's called stem and leaf. So the middle is a stem. So you have 1. This means 21 in first team and 25 in second team. What does that mean? So there's 1 here and over 8 here. So that's 18. There's 16. 21, 23, 23, 24, 32, 33, 35, 38, and 39. So here are the ages of the second team. Complete the stem and leaf diagram. So we need to go smallest to largest. Smallest is 17. Next we have 22 times. So we had 0, 0 in the 2 column. We have 21, 23, 24. Now we can go to the 30s because there are no more in the 20s. So in the 30s we have 35 and 38. And now can go to the 40s since there's no more in 30s. So in the 40s, we have 40, 41, and 42. That's the answer. Question 19. Here's the function. The inverse of this function is here. So we have a function x becomes x plus 6 after the function is done. Now the inverse is just inverse the operation, x minus 6. Now write down the inverse of the function x becomes x by 4. So now what's the inverse operation of division? It's multiplication, right? That means that we need to write x becomes 4x because we multiply by 4 instead of dividing by 4. Question 20. The dimensions of the inside of a fish tank are 120 by 60 by 75 centimeters. Work out the volume of space inside the tank in cubic meters. So first let's find out the volume in centimeters cubed. 120 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 75. We can use a calculator for this. 120 into 60 into 75. You have 540,000 centimeters cubed. That's equal to 540,000 centimeters cubed. Now, 1 meter cubed is equal to 1,000,000 centimeters cubed because that's equal to 100 to the power of 3. Why am I saying 100 only? Because 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Multiply this by itself 3 times to get cubed because to the power of 3. So now if we take 540,000 centimeters cubed, we have to divide by 1,000,000 to get 0.54 meters cubed. That's the answer. Question 21. The quantities x and y are in direct proportion. When x equals 5, y equals 30. Choose from these cards to complete the sentence correctly. If x increases from 5 to 20, then y will dash from 30 to dash. Direct proportion means if one increases, the other increases as well. That means the first blank will be an increase. From 30 to dash. So if x increases from 5 to 20, that means it's multiplied by 4. That means when y is also multiplied by 4, so it will become 30 into 4, which is 120 for the second blank. Question 22. Put a ring around all the calculations that simplify to give 9 power 10. 9 power 2 into 9 power 7 into 9. This is basically 9 to the power 1. Now when you add 2 plus 7 plus 1, we get 10. So that means the power is 10 and the base is 9. 9 power 10. So we can circle this. 3 power 4 into 3 power 6, that's 3 power 10, which is not 9 power 10. When we simplify it, because 9 is 3 squared, that means 3 squared to the power of 5, that's 9 to the power of 5, not 9 to the power of 10. 9 power 13 by 9 power 3, that's equal to 9 power 10, because we can subtract the powers. Therefore, this is also circled. 9 power 20 by 9 power 2 is not 9 power 10, it's 9 power 18, because we need to subtract the powers. We don't circle it. 9 power 5 into 9 power 2 is 9 power 7, because we're multiplying the terms and adding the powers. So that's also not circled. So we have 2 calculations which give 9 power 10. Question 23. A. Factorize fully 18 minus 12e. So the HCF of this is 6. So 6 into 3 minus 2e. That's the answer. We just divide both sides by 6 and make a 6 outside with the bracket. 6 into 3 minus 2e. Next, B. Expand and simplify 4c minus 7 into 2d plus c. That's equal to 4c minus 14d minus 7c. Because you need to include the negative in it as well. That's equal to negative 3c minus 14d. That's the answer. Question 24. Oliver travels 180 kilometers in 2.14 hours. Work out his average speed, give your answer in kilometers per hour. So speed is equal to distance by time, which is equal to 180 by 2.25 or 21 by 4. Now let's get our calculator out. 180 divided by 2.25. It's equal to 80 kilometers per hour. That's the answer. Question 25. 3 lines are drawn on a graph. Use the graph to solve simultaneously these 2 equations. X plus y is equal to 50 and 2x plus y is 60. First thing we need to do is find which of these 3 lines are these 2 equations. So let's take a point on each of these lines over here on the y-axis. That means x is always 0. So we'll take this point, and this point. We'll label these as lines 1, 2, and 3. So line 1 has x value 0, y value 30. So 0, 30. Number 2 has 0, 50. And number 3 has 0, 60. So over here, which one satisfies this? We add x and y, we get 50. So this one, when we add them up, we get 50. So line 2 can be relabeled as x plus y is equal to 50. Now line 1 or line 3, which one has 2x plus y equals 60? Now let's see which one. If x equals 0, that means there won't be any change. So 2 into 0 plus 60 is equal to 0 plus 60, which is 60. That's the answer. We got the value of line 3 as 2x plus y equals 60. Now we can ignore line 1. And now we have 2 and 3. Now we just need to see where the points intersect. This line and this line, the point of intersections right here, where x is 10 and y is 40. That means x equals 10, y equals 40. That's the answer. Question 26. Arrow A maps onto arrow B using a single transformation. Describe this transformation fully. So we can see that arrow A has the top part same, but the bottom is actually slightly different. The length of this line and this line are different, and the length of this line and this line are different. And if we rotate this way, we get arrow B at this point because this side comes over here. So it's a rotation. It is a rotation because its orientation has been changed. So angle is, let's see, this is 90 degrees because it is turned in a straight line over here. When it's before horizontal, it's now vertical. So it's 90 degrees. And which direction is this? Anti-clockwise. And now the center of rotation is this point over here because all the points correspond to this one. This one have both the end points of the arrows same. Now let's take 2 more corresponding points. So we have 3 right and 2 up, 3 down, 2 right. So that's all right. And that means the center is 3, 9. That's the answer. Question 27. Angelina, Lotte, and Manuel buy petrol. They all pay the same price per liter. Angelina buys 18.5 liters and pays $27.01. Lotte pays $40.15 for petrol. Manuel buys 28.3 liters of petrol. Who buys more petrol, Lotte or Manuel? Show how you worked out your answer. We need to find out how much Lotte paid for petrol. So first, let's see how much cost is for 1 liter. So we need to find out how much petrol Lotte paid for. So first we need to find out how much petrol you get for $1. So for $1, we get 18.5 divided by 27.01 because it's this over here. And in liters, we get, using a calculator, 18.5 divided by 27.01, we get 0.6849 liters of petrol. This is approximate. Now we just multiply this. 0.6849 multiplied by 40.15 because for Lotte's value in petrol. Now we just do that. 0.6849 into 40.15, which is equal to 27.498735 in liters. And that is less than 28.3 liters because Manuel buys that much. So actually, Lotte buys way less compared to Manuel, and Manuel buys more petrol. That's the answer. And with that, we've come to the end of our video. I hope you learned something new from this video. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video to your friends and family, and comment on what you think this video lacks and what you think this video is good about. Also share in the comments what kind of videos you'd like us to upload in the future. And with this, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, signing out. Goodbye.